Hey everyone, Jamie Phillips, Action Auto Parts. This big tree, well, it was setting right here, and a couple windstorms back, it fell over, and as you can tell, it pole's leaning. It put pressure right there. And phone company, I've always been told, if you cut a tree, you tear something up, they make you pay for it. But then again, this one was within the boundaries of their easement. I couldn't get them to come and cut it down. So I go out to the farm yesterday, and I come back, and it had shifted. It had slid down to about right in here. And those lines were really down. The problem with that was Crystal's Jeep was sitting right here. And then the little Cadillac Cimarron was sitting right here. And my little 77 Datsun B210 was sitting right there. So that top was hanging out over this side of the line to where any of those limbs that broke off, there was a pretty good chance of damage to one of my vehicles. So I hustled for as much as a fat boy can hustle, and got the J-hook, put the Datsun in neutral. The two tires on the front's flat. We got two sitting right there to go on them, and pulled it up there by myself. Then I run back, kind of crazy, but I had to crawl under where all that was hanging real quick. Took it, the J-hook to the Jeep, and I pulled it up that way, out of the way. So then I had to drop down, come around, pick a bale of cotton up the other side, and I pulled the Cimarron out. And at that time, it was even looking more hairy as far as what it might do. So that dead limb is sticking up about right there. I got a chain, threw it over one of my J-hooks, got it hooked, and then put all three chains I had with me on it. And then I pulled down the hill, and it finally slid and came off. So it was dangerous as far as walking axle or being out in the yard around it. Then there was three of my vehicles sitting around it. And so I'm glad it happened this way, because Dave had done said, well, I'll climb it. He's an experienced tree cutter downer and climber and all that good stuff. He was going to climb it and cut some of the top out. I'm glad it ended up doing that, because I'm afraid once he started up in it, it was just going to start sliding down those lines. None of these are electric. They're big fiber optic phone and maybe some internet, but or cable, but no electric is on it. So that's a good thing. But that old pole's leaning anyway. Plus it's close to the house. But I got it down. Didn't tear up none of my vehicles. Didn't tear up old Black Betty Bamba Lamb, and I didn't get hurt. So I guess we'll call that a win-win-win situation. But if we got time this morning, we get started. I haven't got out to the farm yet. I'll get Dave and Mandy Joe, and we'll come back and try to cut this up and get it out of the way and save as much of this dirt as we can to bring over here to start filling in this hole. But to kind of give you a little recap on some other stuff here real quick, the old tater hoe there, I need to get that out to the junkyard so I can part it out, and a couple more. But trying to get this place straightened up with all the work that I've been putting into the farm and the junkyard, and then the little house next door that it don't seem like I can get 100% finished, that one right there. And just being busy, this place was starting to look bad, look worse than it already. I mean, it don't look bad like it did, but because we did get a lot of cleaning up and some landscaping done, and first one thing and another. But we got several cars that's got to be moved out the road. That old Corvair van, and that Grand Prix, and that Datsun. So some of that stuff. But the tree, I was worried about it. It wasn't in a good spot, and so now it's on the ground. What's held that one up, I'll never know, because it's completely rotted out on the bottom. So probably when we get out here and start cleaning this one up, we may see if we can't condense that one right there into coming on down. And then that stuff in there, some metal racks I need to get dug out that we could use, and so on and so forth. So happy Monday to you. Hope you're having a great day. If at all possible, get out and make it a great day. Sometimes we choose how our days are going to go. I know mine, Saturday, we done the auction gig and all of that, but a guy that I had thought a lot of, a guy that I tried to help, I'm not going to call his name because you all know who I'm talking about, but someone that just, I don't know, I guess the easiest way to say it is the truth ain't in him. Out and outright, just blatantly lied to me on a deal, and then when I called him out on it, he still tried to keep lying, and I'm done. I unfriended him on Facebook. I blocked his phone number, and you know, the Christian part of me, man, it makes it hard. I wish him nothing but the best, but at the same time, right now, I can't deal with him. I can't deal with the fact of I've always been a man of my word to him, and he can't be a man of his word back to me. And at 60-year-old and with a heart that's not the best, and I've got good people around me, I don't need no bad people around me. So I cut those ties, and they're cut. We'll just have to see how that goes. But I just don't understand why people want to lie to you about something, and then when you catch them in it, and it was very easy to catch them in it, they continue to lie like you're just stupid. And so if you watch this, you know who you are, and I'm not going to call your name. And the young me, we'd been throwing down. You may have whipped my hind end, but we'd been throwing down. The old me is like, cut it off, I'm done, and life goes on. You do you, I'll do me, and hopefully one of these days you'll learn not to burn so many bridges, because eventually you're gonna run out of them. But that's just me. So I'm gonna go out to the farm, see what Super Dave's doing, get him started. Hopefully he's feeling better. He's still having a bit of blood pressure issues, but best worker I've ever had, Dave is. I tell you, he's just he goes above and beyond. Works sometimes after I tell him not to, and I'll go back and stuff's done. So y'all have an awesome one. Please give me a thumbs up. Please leave a comment. Consider subscribing. I'll get that out in a minute. And check out Beamer & Son Garage. And if you do, look, of course, he's crazy about all of his animals, but Big Bubba Gump, not Bubba Gump, but Forrest Gump, his dog, I love that dog. He's cool. But Barry's got a lot of good stuff going on too. So give them a look-see, and I hope you'll subscribe to them as well. And I'm gonna get to work. Got to go to the landfill, throw out a few bags of trash. I'll catch you in the next one.